Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Tats N Chats. And here with my mate Yogi, we're getting two of our pretty sick Halloween flashes. We were just talking before about being a chef, having dogs, and cultural misappropriation of tattoos. Oh, that's great. So, going back to the chef thing, what got you into that?
Probably growing up when I met my best mate, because he was working a place in Redcliffe, and he was talking about it. I'm like, that's actually not too bad. I might give it a go a bit later on in life. And then I'd say about 4 or 5 years later, end up getting a job in a little cafe at the back of Jacobsville. Worked there with my mum as my supervisor. Not the best mix.
No. There are some people you just shouldn't mix, like, personal and work with.
Yeah, that wasn't the best mix at the time. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Then I was there for about, say, 6 months. I just wasn't, I wouldn't say ready at the time. Like, it was a good intro.
Right idea, wrong time.
Exactly, wrong time. And then I was a lazy cunt for a couple of years, sitting on Centrelink doing nothing, and then
you just sort of felt that spark of inspiration.
Exactly, a spark of inspiration, and I'm like, all right, we'll get up and get this done. Went to a disability service.
Okay.
Pretty much being there for like 5 minutes, and they're like, hey, we got a course for a cert 1, do you want to give it a go? I'm like, yeah, sweet. And by the way, you're also getting paid to do it. And I'm like, I ain't complaining.
That's nicer than the other way around.
Exactly. I'm like, I ain't complaining. So yeah, sweet. Did that for 6 months, passed with flying colours, and then pretty much got a job at the pub that I'm currently at still.
Cool.
And pretty much love it there, every second being there. What is it now? I think 2.5 years now. Pretty much the first 6 months, I was only in the dish pit. So pretty much dealing with all the dirty shit and everything, which was not fun.
I remember having to do that when I worked at a pub as well.
Especially the late night finishes. Oh,
yeah.
I hate my sleeping schedule now.
Yeah, and for what I do, I generally finish at around 6 most days, but there have been some days where I finish here not until between 11:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I don't tend to do that very often, but when it does happen, it's just like, oh, the next morning it hits you hard. And I used to be a bartender as well. I remember having to work late nights. Oof.
Yeah, there was a few nights where I didn't finish until like nearly, what was it, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
And then you have to start again at 8 the next morning?
No, we didn't open till, so staff, chefs normally don't start until like 10:30.
Okay.
And the kitchen opens at 11:30, so normally the dishy wouldn't start until about 1 o'clock.
Okay, so you weren't going and doing any of the prep stuff?
Pretty much.
Okay, that's all right then.
At that point, I wasn't. I'd say a couple months down the road, then they're like, oh, yeah, you can do some salad prep for us. You can help us out a little bit. I'm like, sweet. Started doing that. That was good. And then pretty much, what was it? I think January of 2023. The head chef that I got there now, he's like, hey, do you want to give this cooking stuff a go? I'm like, yeah, sure. If you believe in me and you want me part of your team, I'll give it a go, 100%.
And that's all it takes sometimes, just giving someone a go.
The one thing I did say to him is like, just to let you know, I do have disabilities that may affect in certain ways sometimes.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, no, that's sweet. Just let me know here and there. If I offend you or anything, please let me know.
What is it, like Tourette's, or is it like...
No, so I've got ADHD, autism, Asperger's, OCD, ODD.
You have the whole...
So I pretty much got... I got the infinity gauntlet.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the infinity gauntlet of freaking, like, mental health issues going on.
Not fun.
That's more like the affinity gauntlet.
So with the So with the autism, it's more like the emotion, ADHD, anger, OCD. Obviously, everyone should know what OCD is. Asperger's is basically a learning difficulty with certain things.
You know that the in Winnie the Pooh, a lot of the characters are actually based off of
Yes,
like Tigger is like ADD sort of stuff, and that I'm pretty sure Winnie the Pooh is Asperger's and Rabbit is OCD. I forget what the other ones are. There's like obviously Eeyore's depression.
Yep, Eeyore's depression. Piglet's anxiety.
Yeah. Kanga, I think, is like I forget what she is. But essentially, every single one of them is associated with a different mental disorder.
Yeah.
But when I learned stuff like that, I'm just like, holy crap, you're right.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, realize that. And pretty much, I would only fill in larder, which is basically it's very different from every kitchen. But in my kitchen, it's pretty much prepping most of the entrees, salads, and desserts. That was good fun. And then at the time, actually, there was a couple of mains as well in the kitchen before the kitchen got changed around to be more efficient and more easier to do. So it's pretty much going between larder and dishy for a year. That was fun. And then I got my chance March of this year. One of the chefs had something going on, so he's like, all right,
I need you to take over for me.
do you want to have a go at more sections? And sweet. So basically jumped on fire. That's pretty much easy once you get the understandings of it. But then there's some nights where you would actually have to look after fries and larder.
Okay, so you're jumping between stations.
Yeah, you got to literally jump in between two stations. That was a learning curve.
Yeah, multitasking is not good at the easiest, at the best of times, but when you're dealing with food and customers and stuff, anxiety.
Yeah, 100%. Thank God I don't deal with customers that often. Then pretty much going good now, and then pretty much in the past month I've started doing pass, which is pretty much plating all the food.
Making sure they're all wiped down and looking nice.
Pretty much. Pans and a bit of grill here and there, which has been very fun and very great with the team that we've got. They're very understanding because I kept saying sorry every time I do something wrong. They're like, shut the fuck up. You're doing fine.
Trust me, I get that.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where in most fields, but especially in like artistic fields, we're our own worst critic. So it's like when you overthink, you're your own worst enemy.
100%.
Sometimes you just have to sort of back yourself and be like, no, I know what I'm doing. I got this. That not being arrogant or egotistical, you just got to have like confidence in your abilities.
100%.
Because when you start to sort of believe in yourself, others will start to see it and believe in you too.
100%. And I can see that starting to see that now with the team. It's like, doing well, Yogi. Keep doing what you're doing, mate.
Yeah, they're letting you have your space, and they're not hovering over you trying to baby you.
Oh, exactly. They're not micromanaging.
And that's what I love about this shop. I love the fact that what we have here is when the wife is here, it's just me and her.
Yep.
And then it's who we're with and maybe like one or two of their friends, but I don't have people hovering. But that's the thing I can't stand is I can't stand people looking in and micromanaging and just like being like, oh, you should probably look at this. Because then it's just like, okay, I'm going to go into my little armadillo ball now.
Yep. A little armadillo ball.
Because you just need to be able to let yourself grow at your own pace. You need to be able to accept that, yes, there are things you still have to learn. There's always something to learn. The second you stop learning, you should fucking give up. Because,
exactly.
like, there are people who have been tattooing 25, 30 years who think they're top shit and are unwilling to accept modern, like these things here. There are some people who will not use them because they are quote unquote loyal to the coil.
Yeah.
Which is what the old school machine was. I'm like, guys, I get it. That's what you started with. That's how, like, you got to respect the history, but you also have to adapt. You have to learn. You have to improvise and overcome. Because if you stick to the old school stuff and you don't embrace modern technology, modern techniques, and all these sorts of things, you're going to get left behind.
100%.
Like there will always be a market for people who want old school things, and by all means, keep practicing with it. Like still have it as part of your repertoire. If you have someone who wants to get something done old school, you have the option there. But to limit yourself and to not embrace something that is going to not only make your life easier, honestly, it makes your work better.
100%.
Because this thing here, back in the day, I've got 4 needles out. I would have had to have 4 machines set up. So you can't change the needles out of the old school machine. So you'd have to have a different machine for each thing. So you'd have to have a liner, a shader, a color packer, and it's... A, it's more expensive because there's so fucking many of them.
Yeah.
B, it's a pain in the ass with the fucking clip cord and the pedal and everything. Whereas this, yeah, done. Change the stroke on it and done. Easy.
Yeah.
It's works smarter, not harder, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. I've been basically, I wouldn't say drill, but put into me a little bit. And it's like, be a bit more efficient. More efficient with everything that you do. It's like I'm a casual at work, so pretty much I get paid by the hour. So pretty much I try and do that as quickly and as
Probably as possible.
yeah, as possible. And at the moment, I wouldn't say I hate it. I get annoyed a lot at it. I get annoyed when other people aren't being efficient.
I get that too. And okay. Again, I love my mate Jared. He did my last tattoo for me. Beautiful dude. Absolutely amazing guy.
Yep.
Does incredible work. But my God, is he slow. My God, is he slow. Holy shit. Like, he did this amazing piece for me on my arm, and I love the dude to death. We get along well. I don't know whether it was just because we were mates and he was just being a bit more confident, a bit more casual with what he was doing. But the tattoo took 18 hours.
18.
So from there to there. So 8 hours for that section, 10 hours for that section. Again, fantastic work. Love the dude to death. But I was sitting there just being like, my God, man, would you hurry up?
Should that have taken that long though?
For me, no.
No,
But again, I don't work with other artists.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people work, so I might just be an outlier. But my God, it was one of those things where it was like we were having a good time, we were chatting and laughing. I looked at the time and was like, God damn, I've been here for 8 hours. Holy shit. So it's one of those things where like how I work is completely different to how everybody else works, and that is okay. Because he was my first apprentice I ever had, and he is doing much better than I am. Like, he's got a massive following, and well-deserved. The dude's an incredible artist. But, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you're doing one tattoo a day, essentially, with Jared. Whereas, like, I'll probably do between 5 to 8 tattoos a day some days. And just how different people work. He's got his style, which he's very good at. Like, he's probably one of the best black and gray artists I've ever met.
Oh, wow.
When he first came into me, holy crap, he brought me a piece of artwork and I didn't believe him that he drew it. That's how good it was. So he did this pencil sketch of Conor McGregor. And to this day, I know he's going to hate me for saying this because people talk about him all the time, but dude, it's incredible. Get over it. It's a pencil sketch of Conor McGregor that took him, I think he said 40 hours. And it's all done with a 2B pencil, and I swear it looks like a damn photograph.
Oh, wow.
It's like this big, and I couldn't tell that it was pencil. And he had no formal training that I know of. He used to be a house painter. Went from being a house painter and decided he wanted to do tattooing. And he had that kind of talent in him. I'm just like, God damn it. All these years of training. And then this guy's got all this talent. It's unfair. But lovely dude, incredible personality. I'm very happy for him. He's done so well with his career. And when it comes down to like how long he works, it's one of those things where it's like, if you want something done, you got to get it done right the first time.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe sitting there for 8 to 10 hours at a time. But if the outcome is like that, fuck it.
Yeah, no, because what was it? This took me about like my tattoo that I got on my right arm took me about 2-3 years to decide.
To decide.
To decide.
Okay.
Because I'm very much an overthinker because I don't want to be like,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh, that's cool. I want to get that. Oh, that's cool. I want to get
The
that.
paralysis choice. Yeah.
It's like, I can't get them all at one time. You got to pick one that you're very happy with first. Good, because picking your first tattoo is a massive choice. And the size of it as well. Because some people be like, oh, just go small and see how it feels. I'm like, there's nothing there, mate. You're pretty much done within, what, an hour? Half an hour? Go big. And pretty much I went, I wouldn't say go big, go home, but I went a decent size as the first one. I will say I nearly tapped out the first half an hour with the lining. Lining, not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, for a lot of people, lining feels like they're being cut. That's like,
that's what it feels,
kind of how I feel about it.
That's what it feels like right now. Shading, I'm not too bad with. Yeah, nearly tapped out because she pretty much start on my wrist bone.
That is the worst part of that part. Yeah, the wrist and the elbow. Two of the worst parts of the forearm.
Yeah, she got me up on my elbow up there. I don't know if you can see a bit. That wasn't too bad.
I think towards the end you start to get a little bit used to it.
Yeah.
That's the thing with most people. Is like it's that first 20 minutes to half hour where it's the worst feeling you've ever had.
Yeah.
And then the pain starts to dissipate because your body's sort of like, okay, we're gonna be here for a little while. Just get over it. Just lay back. Just you know what you signed up for.
100%. I'm like, I'm not going to be a little bitch, but I also want to be a little bitch.
I want to cry on the inside, but be tough on the outside.
Yep, 100%.
And there is nothing wrong with that. I have made grown men cry nearly every day.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, 100%. So happy with what she did. Couldn't have come out any better than it did. I thought where I was going to bloody go with this.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, I definitely want to get more tattoos because I want to pretty much get this half hand, half done, just Japanese style. Yeah, no, it's bloody crazy how some videos that I've watched, some people literally. I will say this. Sorry if this is being disrespectful or anything. I don't get people that blackout.
Yeah, blackout
is
one of those things where you either love it or you hate it.
I don't like that trend at the moment.
There are some people who use it strictly as a cover-up basis, which I get. Like they've got some tattoos, they don't want to go through laser because laser fucking sucks.
Yep.
Had it done myself, not a fan, would not recommend. But there are some people who will just go straight from blank skin to straight up blackout, and that's what I don't get. Like I've got a client who did that, and I'm like, wait, you have nothing that you're covering up. Why are you going straight to black? It's like, oh, just the way it looks. I'm just like, your skin, not mine.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, there are some versions of blackout that look really nice when they have patterns or like big bold sections.
When they do that kind of stuff.
But when it's just straight up black, no frills.
Yeah, because I didn't mind. I think it was Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, MGK did it. So did what was his name? Ronald from Falling in Reverse.
Oh, mate, don't get me started on that. Been obsessed with one of his songs for the.
Is it The Last Resort?
No, Ronald.
Yeah, Ronald. That's the name of the song.
Yeah, Ronald. Oh, I love that song.
I love the video clip. Oh, I'm not a massive fan of the song. I don't do extreme screamo. Like I don't mind some heavy metal. I don't mind like when there's a bit of yelling, a bit of rock. Yeah. But that one was just a little too much for me. But the video clip is amazing. Very well produced.
Mate, I dropped my jaw when I'm like, is this Lord of the Rings I'm watching? I'm like, what the fuck? It's a music video clip.
Yeah, no, like they didn't have to go that hard.
Yeah, no, that video clip, the video clip in the song is pretty well.
It's intense.
It is very intense.
I think my favorite one though is definitely the Last Resort version he did, because you remember it was the Papa Roach song that he did a cover of. Did you ever see it?
Oh, vaguely. I think vaguely.
So well, the music video has him basically standing on this building. And the building is crumbling.
Yeah, I've
goes
seen
backwards.
That one's beautiful.
I love that one because it's a complete reinterpretation of the mood of the song, because the original one he's very angry, very aggressive with his words. This one here is kind of like the 5 stages of grief. It's like it starts off just sort of somber and slow, and it progressively gets a little bit more powerful, a little bit more punchy, and then it gets angry towards the end. Because it's essentially a suicide note.
Yeah.
But when I see some video clips, I'm just like, what the hell? They put basically an entire movie's budget into this.
Pretty much.
I think I remember watching this thing on MTV back when MTV still used to show music ages and ages ago, where they were doing like the most expensive music video clips at the time. I think the top 2, one was Larger Than Life by Backstreet Boys, and the most expensive one was Scream by Michael Jackson. And honestly, I had never even heard the song until I think it was like $2.5 million was spent on the Michael Jackson video clip, and like 1.8 or 1.9 million on the Larger Than Life. But Larger Than Life was awesome. Did you ever watch that video clip? They're all in space and shit. They got fucking robot suits and whatnot. Like this was back in the freaking like 90s, early 2000s. So for the time, it was basically like a full Hollywood budget on a music video.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a really, really good video clip, even for nowadays.
Yeah, not many. Oh, what's the word? Not many directed music video clips anymore.
No.
Everyone's just like, especially in the rap game at the moment, it seems like it's slowly going away.
I can't really talk about rap too much because it's like I don't really know enough about it.
No, that's fair enough.
It's honestly not my style. No offense to anyone who likes it, but I just can't listen to it for pleasure. Like I can listen to like maybe a little bit of Eminem.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah, I prefer a bit of. I'll listen to rap here and there. Not here and there. I'll still listen to rap. A bit of Drake, Kendrick, all that. But the old school shit has more powerful words and feeling towards it.
More subtext.
Exactly.
One that I don't get, like, I love Jelly Roll when he sings normally. I don't like it when he goes into rap.
100%. I like his new style stuff.
I'll definitely love his Rag and Bone Man and stuff like that. Wait, was that Jelly Roll? No, that's his name is actually Rag and Bone Man. What's his name? I forget the name of the song, but yeah, Jelly Roll's got incredible music, but the second it goes into rap, I skip the song.
Yeah.
I just don't, it just doesn't grab me the same way.
Well, what was the song? It's off his new, I think it's off his new album. He's done a song with Keith Urban.
Yeah, I heard about that one actually, yeah.
It's actually a really nice song. And he released a deluxe version, like I think another 30 more songs onto that album. So I'm like, what the hell?
Jesus. You got plenty. You just got a whole surplus of them.
Exactly, mate. I love his stuff. It's very powerful, his stuff.
Him and I forget his name. Also quite a big dude, lots of tattoos, very soulful. Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims.
Is that him?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, because he looks quite like Jelly Roll to me. He's generally got the glasses on, got lots of tattoos. Very, very soulful voice. My mum listens to him on the regular.
Okay.
We were actually at her house the other day and she just had him on loop.
Nah, I don't mind a bit of Jelly, Keith Urban, and a bit of Posty on loop.
Posty's actually amazing because he does so many different styles.
It's crazy how well he's transitioned from.
Like he has country and rock, he has rap, he has pop. I think he's one of he's the only person to win Grammys, and I think it's like 5 or 6 different styles.
Yeah.
It's freaking impressive, honestly.
Because I got to go to his show in Brisbane.
I just wish he would get better tattoos. Dude, you've got all the money in the world.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the one I don't mind would be his barbed wire because
that's iconic.
That's iconic. You can't get.
The always tired needs to be fixed.
Yes.
It's, dude, come on, please.
Yeah, he's him live. Oh mate, it was so good.
He just seems like a chill dude.
He was so bro. He ended up doing what was it? 8 shoeies. 8 shoeies with the crowd.
With the crowd shoes?
Yeah, pretty much. Literally, he would invite one guy on the stage and be like, all right, yeah, we can do a shoey, and does a shoey.
See, I'd be fine doing it on my own because I know where I've been. I don't know what kind of foot fungus y'all people got.
Mate, that's not even the crazy part about that.
Oh?
He did a shoey out of a moon boot.
Oh.
I'm sorry for laughing.
Gross.
But yeah, he did one out of a moon boot. I'm like...
Yeah.
Cool in the moment, but that is so disgusting.
Yeah, you're going to need to get a couple of shots after that one.
Oh, but yeah, no, he was pretty much gone after. One of his crew guys kept handing him cups or something. I don't know what he was bloody drinking. Probably Foster's, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, he loves his Foster. He has his own alcohol, doesn't he?
No, wine.
Wine.
I think it's wine.
Yeah, that's right. Chardonnay or rosé or something.
Not a big wine drinker, and to be honest, I'm not going to go out of my way for wine. Yeah, no, it's bloody crazy how... Well, he's only been an artist since, I think, 2015, 2016.
It's like Luke Combs. Luke Combs was only started after he was like 30-something. And he's now one of the biggest country stars in the world.
He's like the best way I put it to, I think my mum would, he's the new school like Garth Brooks when he came up.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, wow, that's a good film.
I know, isn't that the best?
Oh, man.
Some people hate it. Some people hate that situation. Like, that's the best. That is honestly the best part. That, like...
Oh, 100%. Like, it feels like Scratch Boone, but then once that goes on, my eye.
It's that cool... It's like walking into a pool after a sunburn. Yeah. Like, you got sunburn on the back of your legs and you go into a nice cold pool. It's just like, yes, please.
Oh, yes. You know, it's... I said this to my dad before he, I think it was like a year before he passed. I think Posty only had about 2 or 3... No, I think he only had 2 albums at the time. I turned around and said to him, give him 10 years and he might be bigger than Elvis. That is a very bold thing.
That was a very bold statement.
That is very bold. The reason why is because there's a bit more technology around these days.
Oh yeah, of course.
So he's going to get around a bit more, and with maybe a trigger warning as well. His music can be very depressing, and a lot of people.
It speaks to a lot of people.
It speaks to a lot of people these days.
And that is actually important as well, is because music is one of the most powerful vehicles for getting points across and for like spreading messages. That's why like when Chester Bennington died, that was probably one of the saddest moments for me, because he spoke a lot to me when I was younger, because it was always about being like the one on the outside, the unseen, the like... just the way his music grabbed young people and like people who are dealing with mental health issues and stuff like that. It was so sad to see him battling his own and not getting the help. Like that song "One More Light" by Linkin Park. Listening to that song now is so poignant and so like it's hard to hear that he was going through all that. And it was basically like, if you listen to all of his music, it's a cry for help. He was asking for help, but he just didn't know how to speak about it. Like there was even an interview where a guy was talking about like, where Chester did this whole thing about how, some days I wish I wasn't here. Some days I like...
Yeah, I saw one of those interviews the other day.
And the guy just laughed it off. I'm just like, dude, he's reaching out. He's trying to talk about this shit. And you just fucking blow it off.
Yeah, I've been actually listening to a bit of old school and new school Linkin Park.
The old school Linkin Park is always going to hold a dear place in my heart. The song "Numb," that's probably my favorite of all time.
Was that the one from Transformers?
No, that's New Divide.
Yeah,
"Numb" is I've become...
Yeah, well, I just wasn't sure which one was Transformers, but that was those songs are so iconic for
younger generations.
And especially, would you class that as rock?
They called it emo or punk rock,
Emo punk rock.
but I would just call it new metal or new rock.
Okay, yeah. It's pretty
hard to classify. And like the rap that you had in Linkin Park, I could listen to. That was like the perfect mixture of like what I would call high-speed poetry, rather than rap, honestly. But yeah, the Chester's voice and his messages and stuff like that were so powerful. And like, there's another group actually that my wife listens to quite a lot called Citizen Soldier. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit more on the heavy side, and all of their music is on the heavier side. Like it talks a lot about depression, suicide, all those like sorts of things. And sometimes you need to have music like that to give you perspective on what other people are going through.
100% with how common depression and anxiety is now
and
these
how
days.
hard it is for people to talk about.
Exactly, and how hard it is people go through the music now.
Mm-hmm. Well, they need to know that they're not alone. They need to know that there are people who feel the same way, even if they are more successful. So like, there's always someone you can talk to. There's always someone who's going through something similar to you. Like, and this is one thing I've always hated about people comparing trauma or comparing mental health. And it's like, oh, mine's worse than yours. What someone's going through, whether it's quote unquote worse than you, doesn't invalidate what they're going through. Like, someone could be going through a very, very messy divorce where their husband cheated on them, they've lost their kids, whatever. But someone could have just had their fucking partner murdered right in front of them. It's like, neither of them is invalid, and both of them are allowed to be talked about.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to feel like, oh, my trauma is not as traumatic as theirs, so I can't say anything. So yeah, it's rough. It's a hard thing to talk about because you never want to do a my trauma is bigger than your trauma thing.
Yeah, I went through that rough stage at work with my childhood trauma. Mm-hmm. It's like anytime I do the littlest, I'm not probably most people wouldn't even say it's a fuck up. I thought I'd burn the world or something. Yeah, you over doomify everything. Exactly, over doomify everything, and over time it's gotten a lot easier now. It's like, oh, it's a little one, just learn from it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't take it as a mistake, take it as a learning curve. Yeah. And that is a very important distinction to make, is like, everyone's allowed to make mistakes. Mistakes are what make us human. 100%. Like when I first started off, I wasn't doing perfect tattoos every single time. It's one of those things where like you get better the more you do. Doesn't mean you're ever perfect. Like the way I've always seen it is like, if I look at a tattoo that I did 6 months ago and I can find something that I would improve on it, I can continue to improve. Exactly. Whereas if I look at a tattoo and be like, I am top shit, I will never have to get any better. I can stay the way I am. 100%. That's wrong mentality. I try and always do that at the end of every day. After I finish work, I'm like, okay, I this was good, but I could do better. Yeah, I could do better. Like what was it? I think it was Tuesday night. I accidentally had put new dockets in front of the old dockets, and so they got mixed up. Yeah, so they got mixed up, and the person on pass was like, oh, you got this ready? I'm like, what do you mean I have this ready? And then I looked at the times and I'm like, whoops. Oh, yeah, I see what I've done. You done goofed. Yeah, I done goofed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll have that ready in about 3 minutes. I'll fix it. And you go ahead. Sorry about that. Sorry. I remember I used to, anytime I'd make a mistake, I would freeze. Mm-hmm. And you would start to make more mistakes. Exactly. And then I'll start to make more mistakes. And as soon as I get taught one way to fix a mistake, it's like, oh, sweet, easy. Take a breath, take a step back, do it again. Exactly. Go back, do it again. And one of my things that I learned very early on that I'm very thankful for is that if you continue to compare yourself to others, you'll always be disappointed. If you compare yourself to people who've been doing it longer than you, people who've had more opportunities than you, you're always going to be sad because, oh, it'll never be as good as them. The way I've always looked at what I do is if I'm doing better than I was yesterday, that's a win. Exactly. Compare yourself to who you were, not who you want to be. I used to be like that, and then, I took a step back a little while ago. It's basically me against me. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. If you're doing better than who you were, sweet, win. Exactly.
Very important. Because that way you're always moving ahead. You never feel like you're stuck behind someone else. And that's the thing as well, like, especially in like sort of a competitive industry like tattooing, there are people who are like, I can admire and I can like appreciate people who are way better than me, because there are a lot who are way better than me. And I can see what they do and see their techniques and be like, oh, that's amazing. That is so cool. Wish I could do that, but I got to do what I can do. Like there's an artist, I forget where he's from, but his name's Elliot Kovic. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And he does some of the most amazing black work realism I've ever seen, but he uses so much black. Like to the point where it almost looks like a blackout, but the amount of detail that he's able to get in his tattoos are absolutely insane. And Ilya, there's a guy called Ilya, I'm pretty sure he's Russian, does some of the most incredible, like, photorealistic color tattoos I have ever seen. And to the point where it literally looks like I could peel it off of the person's skin. And I'm just like, how the fuck did you get that good?
Speaking along those lines, I like the new trend of, I don't know if it's a new trend, but I've only just started seeing it, I would say, in the past years, where people are actually doing like little sticker cotton tattoos.
Oh yeah, patchwork tattoos.
Yeah.
I've done them before.
I'm like...
Embroidery tattoos, sorry, that's what they're called.
Yeah, embroidery. I'm like...
They are so hard.
They look so hard, and I'm like...
Like a tattoo this big done in embroidery style would probably take me 6 hours.
Wouldn't surprise me with like the detail it can see
it
where... It
looks like you're peeling it off the skin.
Pretty much. I'm
like you've sewn it on.
That looks so amazing.
Same thing with what's it called? Hologram sticker tattoos.
Hologram sticker tattoos.
So they literally look like, you know, those like shiny stickers with like the rainbow sort of.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a guy he only does one tattoo a day because they take like 8 hours, and it's about this big, where it's got like the white border, but it looks like it's slightly peeled off the skin. It's got the hologram sort of.
I think
rainbow pattern.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen some.
Again, incredible style. I would never have thought to do that, but honestly, yeah, it's like, would I want to spend 8 hours a day on one little sticker? Probably not. Like, as amazing as it looks and how cool it is, I have no idea how that's going to heal. I have no idea how that's going to look in 5 to 10 years.
100%.
But it looks awesome now. So if it looks awesome now, sweet. That's another thing. Like, a lot of people say, it's like, oh, why would you get tattoos? They're going to look like shit in 10 years or 50 years. Honestly, if I was like 80 years old and I had no tattoos, I would just be like sunspots and wrinkles. Whereas when I'm 80 years old, I'm going to be very colorful sunspots and wrinkles. I'm gonna do that thing where like you're in that episode of Simpsons where Abe was just like, look at my tattoo. It's like, what is it, a freaking raisin? He's like, no. Devilfish.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's like, guess what the tattoo was? Play a game in the nursing home.
Oh. Bro, speaking of Simpsons, it's so crazy how much they predicted what's happening. So much.
It's basically like the Nostradamus of fucking animation.
Oh, right. It's so ridiculous, and also at the same, and this is my personal view, also stupid. I can't put into words why stupid, but at the same time, it's just... It's
serendipitous,
yeah.
I think is the way to put it. Is like, wow, that's not something that you would think would ever come through. But
pretty much.
Or maybe it was like the Simpsons influenced it, and it was all subliminal messaging all along.
Like one of the ones that freaked me out the most is when Trump was running for his first time. When he was going down the elevator, literally a little girl or boy dropped the sign like The Simpsons. I'm like, no, no, mate, you can't be doing this.
Well, it's almost like the directors are from the future. They're just trying to give us subliminal hints of what's happening.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And I've always had to say that like my favorite animation of that style was South Park for a long time. Like, I love Matt Stone and Trey Park. They did such a fucking fantastic job. They got a little bit too political, a little too freaking integrity farms by the end. Like, I loved when each episode was its own narrative, but it got to the point where each season was its own narrative, and I'm like, it's a little too much. Like when Garrison became Trump, it's like, look at my stank face. This is my stank face.
Nah, the one that sticks with me all the time. How'd you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
I can I can rifle off that entire scene. Like, I think I don't answer, Mr. Garrison. Shut the fuck up, Baz. Hey, don't give me that, you fucking Jew. Eric, did you just say the F word? Jew? No, it's about fuck. You can't say fucking school, you fucking badass. Kyle, dude, you just said fuck again. Stanley, oh, Kenny. It doesn't hurt anybody. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. How would you like to go see the school counselor? How would you like to suck my balls? What did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was, how would you like to suck my balls? Mr. Garrison. Holy shit, dude.
Oh, mate, I crack up any time I hear that.
Mm-hmm. Or, howdy-ho, children. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh.
No, not that one.
Or, fucking, oh, don't forget to bring a towel. Fucking Tally, the stoner towel.
The one where they go to the Chinese store and turns into the Flight Center one.
Oh, yeah, it's like, hello, welcome to City Walk, make a take order, please. Oh, sorry, I'm looking for City Airlines. Oh, give me 2 seconds. Hello, welcome to City Airlines, where may I take order, please. Like, we just like to go to Canada. It's like, oh, Canada, okay, that's a lot of money. It's going to be about $5,000. How about $50? $50? Don't be coming over here with my $50. No, I'm not taking it into Canada for less than $1,000. $55. Don't be wasting my time with that. No way I'm taking it for $500. Okay, $60. $62. Yeah. Don't try to buy it with Chinese, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I have like an eidetic memory when it comes to fucking comedy.
I didn't get to really watch that much South Park.
I loved it. My parents hated it. Anytime I'd watch it, they'd be like, turn that trash off.
Nah, my one was Jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, anytime that came on, my mum literally turned and was like,
What?
never fucking do any of that shit.
Don't.
Never.
No. Bad. Did you watch Viva La Bam?
Viva La Bam? No, I never got to watch that song.
Oh, dude. It's so good. It's like the peak Bam. It's so amazing. Like, it's basically like Jackass, but not as raunchy. Like, it's still fun, and there's still lots of, like, skits and stuff, but it's a little bit more palatable for families and stuff. But just the amount of shit he gives Ape and fucking Phil is so funny.
Isn't that the one where he films it at his house?
Yeah, he has it at his house with all of his friends.
Yeah.
It's and his uncle Vito. My God, the amount of shit that he gave his uncle, so good.
Yeah, no, because the other day, I was talking to my mum or something, and up on YouTube it came up with a tutorial of his house now. Mm-hmm. How much he's changed, or something about his house, and I'm like, oh my God, Bam has changed so much.
Mm-hmm. I remember back when they actually moved out of their big house with April and Phil, and they went into like that goth medieval style looking one with all the purple and shit. So it actually shows you when they went from like the original house, and they did like a little shopping tour of a place they wanted to go to. One of the houses had like a full bowling alley in it. Yeah, it had a bowling alley, it had a cinema, it had a fucking ice hockey rink.
Ice hockey rink?
Yeah, in a dude's house.
What the fuck? Yeah. That's actually the most random thing I've heard in somebody's house.
Oh, yeah. I did actually see one where a guy had a secret cheese room. Yeah, he literally had an entire bunker full of different types of cheese.
That wouldn't surprise me this day and age. Mm-hmm. And how expensive it is now.
You know that in Italy, you can actually use wheels of Parmesan as collateral for taking your home loan?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you can. I think it was like for a 100,000, like a 200,000 euro home loan or whatever it was. I think you had to supply like 50 wheels of Parmesan cheese or something.
50 wheels, mate.
Yeah, that's because a huge wheel of Parmesan cheese ain't cheap. But yeah, there's an entire section in Italy where they have a warehouse filled with cheese wheels that are used as collateral.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the World Bank of Parmesan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But hey, fair. Cheese is life.
When it's bloody nearly $10 a packet now.
In New Zealand, it's worse. When we were over there at the beginning of the year, it was $19 for a bag of mozzarella. 19.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I almost fell over. I'm just like, what?
I love cheese, but
Not that much.
not that much.
Mm-hmm. That's like if you're getting like a rare Stilton or a fucking aged Gruyere or something. Not just your fucking bottom gold mozzarella. Bit of mozza.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything over there is really expensive. Like fuel was $3 a liter or some shit. Yeah, I think it was like $3.10 at the highest I saw when I was over there.
That's mental.
Mm-hmm. And to buy a house over there, like if you were to say look for a 2-bedroom shitbox on the outskirts of Auckland City, $1 million. Straight up. Yeah, there no questions asked.
The AUD or NZD?
That's New Zealand dollars. And with the conversion rate, it was roughly 1-to-1, but now New Zealand dollar is worth more. Actually, no, was it worth less or more? Because I had $2,000 Australian that I converted into New Zealand dollars, and then I only got like $1,700 back when I reconverted it. I don't know. I don't know how the conversion rates work, but
Wow.
yeah, it's not good.
That's mental.
Yeah, I love New Zealand to visit, but I would never live there again. Did that for 10 years. No, thank you. Yeah, back where I'm originally from, it used to be like all farmland and stuff. But now they've started doing these like Lego houses everywhere, and they're like this far apart from each other. And there's like 50 identical ones in a row. It literally looks like someone just copy and pasted on the fucking Sims.
Copy and paste on Sims.
Pretty much, it's exactly how it feels.
That's mental. Pretty much just trying to recreate England.
Yeah, tenements.
Oh.
Yeah, I would also hate to live in England.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't get like bloody 30 or 40 houses in like one street. Pretty much wall to wall.
Mm-hmm. There's a guy actually who was living in, I think it was in New York City or something like that. He was renting the world's thinnest apartment. So it's doorway and maybe like the entire house is about that wide. And like the steps and stuff, like you have like this much room to walk up along the stairwell. And I'm just like, and he was paying something like $1 million.
Sorry.
For this fucking apartment. Like, what? Or
$1 million for even a 3-meter apartment.
Yeah, for a super skinny apartment. It was like the dude who paid, it was like $170,000 for a shed in Australia a few months ago, or a year ago, however long it was.
Oh, no, mate, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cost of living is too damn high.
It is nowadays. Mate, I remember when I was on Centrelink, I had to survive on $350 2 weeks.
No,
I could literally only get...
How do you afford rent? Rent's like $350 alone a week.
My mum was very lenient back then.
Oh, so you're living with mum still?
Yeah.
Okay, you're lucky.
Yeah, no, she's very, very lenient and very understanding.
Yeah, shit's rough.
Now I can comfortably pay what needs to be paid, which I'm very thankful. Like, I remember, yeah, pretty much just before I started this job, pretty much where I am today in my job, I wished where I would be 2 to 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like in hindsight.
Exactly. I literally stepped back the other day. I'm like, holy shit. I've gone from pretty much making only $350 in 2 weeks, $125 a week, to now pretty much anywhere between $700 to $1,100 a week.
Mm.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's amazing what just a little bit of perseverance will do. Like, I just only started recently in the last year or so earning triple digits a year. I'm sorry, like 6 figures.
That's still pretty good. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy with where you are in life or even comfortable in life.
Oh, yeah, there's no point in, like, I was actually discussing this with the wife the other day. We were talking about how, like, billionaires and stuff around the world, do they really need all of that wealth all to themselves? And it's one of those things where they were doing a comparison between Jeff Bezos, his entire fortune, what it would actually physically look like, because 100,000, million, billion, they don't sound that different. But when you look at like grains of sand, so this guy was doing an experiment where each grain of sand was worth $100,000. Mm-hmm. So it was basically saying like 100,000 and like half a grain is a person's average yearly income. Mm. So they were doing that, and then they had this is what $1 million looks like, and it's literally just 10 grains of rice next to each other. Yep. And they started going up and up and up, and what $1 billion looks like is like piled this big. Jeff Bezos' worth is 58 pounds of rice. Like, he had to get like 3 giant bags to show what this fucker's entire fortune looks like.
Nice.
And when you see it visibly like that, you're just like, how much good could you do with that? How much is not being done because you just have that in the bank?
Exactly.
Like, what are you going to spend $100 billion on in your lifetime?
Bro, most people are even lucky to make
$1 million.
Exactly, $1 million in a lifetime. Mm-hmm. Let alone having fucking 100 billion.
Mm-hmm. Hell, his ex-missus became the richest woman in the world through the divorce trial.
Lucky, man.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, she helped him build the entire empire and lots of stuff, so she definitely deserved what she got. But the fact that there was all these other women who by themselves became billionaires all after all this time, and then she just went, she got like $57 billion in the divorce trial. And that's not even like a third of his wealth. I think that's maybe like a fifth. But imagine if every single billionaire every year donated 10% of their value. Not 5% even. Because they're going to make it back.
Literally, give it to like the third world war countries first.
Hell, even just fix your countries first, go foreign aid later. Exactly. Whatever you want. Put it into anything else. I actually said this on one of my my podcasts before about the military budget. But we have in the world, I think, something like 4,000 billionaires or something like that.
All that?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. And just imagine if each one of them, every single year, just chipped in a little. Exactly. Like 5% of what you had. Like, you're not going to miss it.
Exactly. You're not going to miss it. You're probably going to waste it on, like, a couple
a golden toilet or a new fucking jet or something.
Oh, man, that's...
Like, put that into housing, put that into homeless shelters, put that into education, put that into medical welfare. Like, we'd get to the point where freaking healthcare would be free. Oh. Imagine dumping all that money into fucking Medicare or all that sort of shit. Like, imagine if we didn't have to pay to go to the hospital. Imagine if we didn't have to pay for surgery. Imagine how many lives would be saved because people can't afford fucking private health insurance.
Pretty much. No, it's like they probably do something. They just
of course
don't want to make it public.
Of course, like don't get me wrong, there are billionaires who use a lot of their wealth for good reasons. Like Bill Gates is one of them, and there are a lot of changes being made, but they're still in the top 0.1% of the population of the planet. and the world's still kind of fucked.
Still gonna be fucked for a while.
Mm-hmm. So
But-
just a little something extra, I think.
Like I've said this to many people. I'm like, yeah, I'm appreciated for life, but at the end of the day, I don't care if I die now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't deserve this world the way we treat it.
Yeah, and we're trying to move to another one. We're trying to fucking terraform Mars. It's like we're just gonna spread to another planet and do it all over again.
Pretty much. Like, yeah, life is cool, life is great and shit, but at the end of the day, we don't deserve it.
Mm.
We're one of the main reasons for like the ecosystem coming down and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, and so many people don't want to even talk about that stuff.
If you look at the population of humanity over the last 100 years, it has not been an exponential growth. It has been a logarithmic growth. So exponential means it just continually gets higher. Logarithmic means it multiplies. So I was actually watching this when I was watching one of David Attenborough's things. When he was born, I think the world's population was like 1.8 billion maybe. So in less than 80 years, 90 years, whatever, we have gone from like 1.8 to 8.2 or something. And just imagine what the next 100 years or so is going to be. It's going to be like 30 billion. We're not going to have enough room. We're not going to have enough resources. Someone needs to do a fucking Thanos snap.
Pretty much.
Okay. Even if you're not going to get rid of half the population, make it so we don't need as much resources. Double the amount of resources. That's one thing I didn't actually get about Thanos' plan. It's like, okay, so you have literally the ability to shape reality however you want to see it. Okay, so instead of killing off all the people, why not make it so we don't need as much? Change people's opinions of things, like to change people's perception. Make them change instead of just fucking killing them off.
Pretty much.
Like, I get it. People suck, but make them better. You literally had the power. But then again, there wouldn't have been a movie.
Yeah, no, that is true. I will say, speaking of Marvel, the next couple of years of Marvel is going to be very interesting.
Yes, but I'm also not holding my breath.
I'm not either.
Because I think the last interesting Marvel thing I saw was Deadpool, and I'm actually going to see the new Venom tonight. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Norman Reedus playing Null.
Yeah, I love me some Venom.
See, I like the sort of offshoots of Marvel, like the Spider-Mans and the Deadpools and the anti-hero sort of things. Actual Marvel? Not really fussed. Like when RDJ came out as Doctor Doom, I'm just like, meh.
Not surprised, but also a little surprised.
Not surprised, but I also don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you've basically just unwritten an entire, like, awesome thing that Tony did, where he basically gave up his life to save humanity. So we're just going to replace another character with the same actor. So you're always going to be seeing him as like fucking evil Iron Man.
Pretty much. That's the thing I don't like when
They recycle characters.
yeah, recycle like
There are
characters and
so
franchises.
many talented actors in the world. Give them a shot. RDJ is already fucking famous.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Give it to people who are up and coming. Give it to people who actually want a shot. Like, what's his name? Sam Worthington, the guy who played Jake Sully in Avatar. You know that he started off in his fucking car when he got the role for Avatar? He was homeless. Wow. He was homeless when he got the role for Avatar, and look at what he did with it. He became one of the world's biggest actors for a long time. He was doing fucking like Attack on the Titans. He was doing Avatar. He was doing like fucking amazing roles. He was a Terminator in one of the Terminator movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was a whole fucking Terminator thing. Yeah, it's actually amazing what happens when you give people their shot.
No, I will say, speaking of actors, one of the most underrated actors in my opinion. It's the guy that plays Ultron, James Spacey.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, that's it, my apologies.
He went through a bit of a rough patch legally.
Yeah, understandably in that, but as an actor...
Him in Seven? Oh, I love that movie.
Have you ever seen The Blacklist?
I have. I didn't finish it, unfortunately. It got a little bit repetitive, but I did love the series when it first started off. He has probably one of the best auras as an actor.
Oh, as an actor, bro, I've even got goosebumps talking about it.
One of my favorite actors in terms of like presence and aura is Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. He was the guy who played the Nazi commander in Inglourious Bastards, and he was also the German guy in Django.
I don't think I got to see that.
You never saw them?
I don't think so.
Watch Inglourious Bastards, and then watch Django. They're both Tarantino films.
Okay.
Holy shit. Probably one of the most intimidating men I have ever seen in my life, and he is so small. He's diminutive in size, but huge in character. And he's probably one of the only actors I've seen who can actually speak multiple languages fluently and with like poetry to his voice. Because he speaks English, French, German, Italian, and I forget what the other one is, but he's very, very talented in the way he uses his voice.
Oh, excuse me. No,
but his presence is just absolutely insane. Like he was doing this scene in the beginning of the Inglourious Basterds movie. I won't give it away. But he was acting so calm, but you could hear the vitriol and the freaking like disdain in his voice, even with a smile. So it's like this evil presence that he pulls off. But yet, in the other movie he played, he was like the nicest, most gentle German you've ever seen in your life. Like basically like your old German grandpa. And like seeing the diversity of the actors who can do that, like they can go from one extreme to another seamlessly. And have the poetry and stuff in their acting is incredible. And yeah, it's like you're saying with Kevin Spacey, he's got that presence to him. He's not a big man, but
no, he's not.
He's an imposing man.
The way he does his character in The Blacklist, Raymond Reddington, you can feel it. He can feel it so much.
Like, you could feel like this man could sell me air.
Oh, 100%, mate. Like, his presence is like... Yeah, he's a fictional character, but his presence...
The fact that the actor can do that.
Exactly. The fact that the actor can do that to a character is amazing.
It's the same thing with Silence of the Lambs.
Don't get me started with the Silence of the Lambs.
You hate that movie?
Oh, that gave me childhood trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can talk about it, but that gave me childhood trauma.
That's okay. We don't have to talk about it. But the Anthony Hopkins, fucking incredible.
Oh, he is so incredible, that guy. I only got to watch. I think it's 3 movies in that series.
Mm-hmm. So Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and Manhunter and Hannibal. Yeah. See, the other great person who played Hannibal Lecter was Mads Mikkelsen in the Netflix series, not the Netflix series, but in the TV series.
Okay.
So they made an entire series where Hannibal was the main character.
Yeah.
And Mads Mikkelsen is another one of those actors who just has that presence about him. Like, he doesn't even have to say anything. He can just look at you.
Oh, yeah.
And you would just feel like you're being told off.
No, Anthony Hopkins, mate, he was amazing in those 3 movies from what I've been told, and like little snippets you can get on like TikTok now these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, little shorts.
Yeah, little shorts and shit. Because I was just funny that people started using the you know the scene where they transport him from that glass box.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much when that camera is like panning past that,
mm-hmm.
people's been starting using that as a meme.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, the amount of things people can create memes from is ridiculous now. Oh,
you could take anything from any old series or movie or whatever and just make a meme out of it. And people are like, oh my God, that is so retro. That is so amazing. Yeah, it's like the meme culture is both funny and also lazy.
That is true.
So, but don't get me wrong, it's still fucking funny.
Oh, it's hilarious, some of them.
But sometimes you just look at yourself and be like, why did I laugh at that? That shouldn't have been funny.
It's like some of them, it's like, oh, funny, haha. It's like, you don't laugh, but it's like...
It's so bad that it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make jokes like that all the time with the wife, and she's like, "Shut up." It's like, but it's funny.
That's true.
You got to have the yockles and the chocolate sometimes. Skelly Man is done. On to the bear.
You know, but actually, it's been a while. Like when I left here the last, I'm like, oh yeah, I might coming back here for a tattoo one day, and then literally as a spare of the moment, a couple of weeks ago when you dropped your flashes on us, I'm like,
I'm gonna get that.
I'm gonna get that. I actually like that, and it's kind of ironic with
The Yogi.
literally the bear one. I'm like,
I wanted to say that before, but I also didn't want to be like, Yogi's getting a bear, boo boo.
that's very
Very ironic.
very. I did not even plan that. I'm like,
It just happened.
it just happened.
It was meant to.
Oh, that area is a bit tender.
A bit spicy up there, boo boo.
Yes. That would be right. Yeah, no, I will say I like the artwork that's behind me. I may not see it properly because it's
We'll show that at the end.
yeah, because it's what's the word I'm looking for? In reverse because of the mirror that I'm looking at.
The behind that.
Yeah, up there. And then your little dragon back piece over there. That's pretty cool.
See, I'd love for someone to get something that size, but I know it's a big commitment. And it's a lot of money. There's no way to do that cheaply.
Oh, 100%.
It is one of those things where, like, I have all these things that I've wanted to do for a long time because they would be cool to do and it'd be nice to have a portfolio piece. But I know that there are some things that I'll probably never get to do. Unless I become like big enough, but I don't see that happen. I'm not good enough at social media to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to have like 30 million followers or something in 5 years. And people who will actually want to spend that kind of money.
Well, at the end of the day, as long as your bills are paid and you're happy with it,
That's pretty much it. It's like,
that's all you need.
yeah, exactly. I'm very happy with my little bubble here. It's another reason why I don't do conventions. I don't like the atmosphere and the I don't like having that many people in my space.
Have you done a few conventions?
I've been to a couple of conventions
Yep.
and it automatically gave me anxiety.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it'd be cool to get your name out there and such, but no. I'm quite happy with the fact that I have enough loyal people who keep coming back to me, or ones who will recommend me, or just people who just see me randomly and be like, oh, I like your tattoos. And I'm just like, oh, thanks, I did them for a living. It's like, oh, really? Where do you go? It's like, oh, I work at Tattoo Mafia. Sweet, I'll come see you. It's quite nice how organically it all happens. I like not having to force things.
I must ask, I think it's Snow White. Is that a Dead Note behind it? Dead Note?
Death Note.
Behind your Snow White one.
Oh no, that's the evil queen.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking Ryuk.
Yeah.
I actually do have a Death Note at home.
Yeah.
I have the actual book.
Yeah, no, because I wasn't sure. I'm like, it looks a bit like Ryuk.
Kind of. It's kind of like that evil presence behind it, but no, that's the evil queen. The story of Snow White, if you go back to the Brothers Grimm tale, it's fucked. Did you ever heard the original story?
No, I've never seen it, to be honest.
Okay, so there's this thing where Snow White in the original, not the original, in the cartoon, the Disney one, she's in a glass box. She's been poisoned by the poison apple, so she's in this perpetual sleep. And she's in this little glass coffin that the dwarves make for her. And sorry, little people, but they were called dwarves then, so calm down. So she was in the glass coffin, and her Prince Charming person comes up, gives her a kiss, she wakes up, everyone's happy. But in the original tale, Snow White doesn't wake up from being kissed in the coffin. She wakes up to having her baby feeding off of her. So while she was asleep, draw your own implications.
Okay.
Yeah, so some shit happened, but she still wanted to marry the dude. Anyway, they got married, but at the end of the wedding, the evil queen was forced to dance in red hot shoes until she died. She had these red hot iron shoes grafted to her feet, and she was forced to die until she was forced to dance until she died.
Wow.
The original Brothers Grimm tales are fucked but fascinating. It's like with Cinderella, the glass slipper. I'm pretty sure it was originally a fur slipper, but the one of the stepsisters cut off her own heel and her toes to try and fit into this freaking thing, but the blood sort of like drained out of it and she died from it.
Pretty much turning from a horror into kids' cartoon shit.
Yeah, literally.
How the fuck, dude?
The original Brothers Grimm tales are so dark, but they made them into these like light, bubbly, airy freaking kids films. I would love for someone to actually do a legitimate, full-blown Brothers Grimm original tales with like the horror aspects and everything to it. Like I'm pretty sure there is some, but I want like a full series. I want like every Brothers Grimm tale done as an actual movie. See, that is the sort of movie I want to see.
I know there's speaking of like old school stuff, I know people started doing what is it? I think Winnie the Pooh as a horror movie now.
That's because the name Winnie the Pooh went into public domain after the 100 years. So I think it's when after the last copyright is done, it's 100 years and then it goes into public domain so it can be used by anybody.
Oh, okay.
Mickey Mouse is actually about to happen with that.
Oh, wow.
So they already have plans for the Mickey Mouse horror. Yeah, it was Blood and Honey was the Winnie the Pooh one.
Yeah.
A terrible movie, like absolute garbage. But it got so much notoriety because it was Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly, Winnie the Pooh. And I'm like, don't like seeing childhood memories like that.
Yeah, childhood memories just getting reamed. They kind of happen, like, not in the same vein, but very similar. The Mulan movie, the live-action one, I get what they were going for. They were doing more of like a legitimate retelling of the actual Chinese story. But it shouldn't have been a Disney film then. Because people associate Mulan with like Mushu and stuff like that.
Mm.
Hello.
Hello.
Give me 2 seconds. You can have a quick stretch if you like. Oh. How you feeling?
I'm fine.
It's actually quite relaxing on Saturday, isn't it?
Oh, I can't. It's all right. Just certain areas are like
A little more spicy.
how you going?
Completely forgotten what we were talking about.
Oh, like Mickey and Mouse and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Sorry for that jump.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, I saw this photo a little while ago. It's you know, I'm pretty sure it's the original Mickey Mouse. How he was wearing, what is it? I think a red shirt and white pants, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Him giving that shirt to Winnie the Pooh.
I saw that too, yeah, where like he cut off the other thing to give so he had the like a onesie of the shirt, but then he just went shirtless for a little bit and gave the shirt to Winnie.
Are they both owned by Disney, aren't they?
I don't know actually. The original author of Winnie the Pooh wasn't associated with Disney, I don't think. Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I think Winnie the Pooh is something completely different. It's like back in the day, people thought that that movie Anastasia was Disney, but no, it wasn't Disney at all.
Anastasia.
And then one for Rasputin and Bartok, the little bat. It's like I give her a ha and a hoo and I kick her, sir. No?
Maybe. Oh, okay. Those statues?
No, that's Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, okay. Then no.
Anastasia is a really good movie. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's darker. It's about the Romanov family and that when the Romanovs were killed, one of the daughters escaped and she lost her memory, so she's just trying to find out who her family is. But the story of Rasputin's always been fascinating to me because he was a real life person. Obviously not a fucking sorcerer, but close enough.
Fair enough. Big into Harry Potter?
Oh yeah, I'm very well versed in Harry Potter. I've read the books several times. I've seen all the movies.
What was it? I think it was a month ago now that
They've announced they're doing a new cast.
no, I didn't even see the new cast yet.
Yeah, they're doing a series now.
Oh no, I heard about the series, but I haven't seen the official release of the cast yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, when Maggie something, the chick that plays
Maggie Smith. Yeah, I was so sad when she passed away.
But I don't know if you noticed as well. She literally died a year to the day, the same as Dumbledore.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
the third Dumbledore. Because I actually I didn't know this as well. So apparently, before they started, I think filming the first one, they already had a Dumbledore, but he passed away.
Oh.
Yes. So
They already had someone cast, and they.
yeah, he pretty much passed away just before it.
Oh,
I only found this out the other week as well.
interesting.
And then pretty much the guy who played Dumbledore that we know for
1 and 2.
1 and 2, and then he passed away. Then obviously we got the Michael. Is it Michael? No, I don't think it's Michael. It's something. Basically took over, and he's done an amazing job, I reckon.
He was much more aggressive, like much more out there than the original Dumbledore, which I think
Was needed from that movie.
it was needed for that movie.
Yeah, it was needed for Prisoner of Azkaban.
Like I couldn't see the old fellow from the first two being as like flamboyantly like
No,
animated.
no.
And that is the problem when you're doing a character who is extremely old. You have to hire extremely old characters to play them. So,
That is true.
but like I love the fact that Sir Ian McKellen is still playing Gandalf.
So playing Gandalf.
You know Gandalf?
I know who Gandalf's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Never really watched it that much.
Fair enough.
I must say.
It's not for everybody. Like it's one that I grew up with, and you know, being a Kiwi, I'm kind of obligated to love it. But it was one of those ones where the wife and I loved it together. That's one of our comfort films if we can't find something to watch, which like on The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings. But yeah, he's a fantastic actor, very, very, very talented man. But it was sad that in that film, there was a lot of scenes where he actually had to film by himself because the perspective of some of the characters is so off because there's hobbits and there's like a super tall wizard and stuff. So to keep the perspective on, they had to actually have Ian McKellen film with none of the other people in the room and then just have him on a green screen.
Oh wow.
And he was actually quite depressed about that because he says that acting is actors playing off of each other and creating scenes and creating drama, not talking to a green canvas.
Pretty much.
So he was quite sad about that. But there were scenes that he was doing with other taller characters as well, where you can just see him eating it up. He was loving it.
I will say the only one I've actually watched, and this is actually quite bad to say this, is The Hobbit of the Battle of the Five Armies.
So you watched the very last film.
Pretty much.
So you were completely lost with context.
Pretty much.
Oh, you poor bastard. Yeah, no, that's not a good one to start on. That's like watching the fucking like Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2 for your first Harry Potter film.
Pretty much.
It's like you've kind of skipped an entire generation of backstory here.
Pretty much. I did play the Lord of the Rings computer game growing up though.
Oh yeah, like the Twin Towers and such.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I remember playing that on PS2. That was one of my most played games. I always used to play Legolas. I don't know why. I think I just liked the fact that I was an elf. I had arrows. Or Gandalf. Gandalf was awesome too.
No, I played the Elkish elf, not Elkish. Elkish arrow guy. I think he's Elkish.
Elvish. Legolas.
Is that the arrow guy? The blonde dude?
Yeah, the blonde dude with the swords.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Legolas.
Okay.
Elkish.
Yeah, sorry from the Rings knowledge.
I can just hear
I
the
apologize.
sound of 1,000 nerds screaming.
I apologize.
It's like that scene in fucking Big Bang Theory where the general's just like, we're not asking to build the Death Star from Star Trek. And you just see Sheldon just going...
100% that one.
Yeah, it's all right. There are quite a few people I know who have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or fucking anything. But it's one of those things where if you didn't grow up with it, you don't sort of have that ingrained love for it. So you're never going to get that. It's one of the things that you can't force nostalgia when it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
One of the things that I found was that I think it's the reason why a lot of people were so pissed off about the end of Game of Thrones is because we had been waiting for years, like literal years, to see the resolution to this amazing story, which they had started so well. And then they just didn't want to wait for George R.R. Martin to finish. And I get it. We would have all been pissed off. It's like, finish the fucking book already. But they kind of took away his creative freedom and his direction of the series because he took so long to write the books. And by the end of the last 2 seasons, they were just going off and doing their own thing. So it was a complete bastardization of what he was wanting, and everyone could see it. Like, anyone who watched those last 2 seasons, or especially season 8, just looked at him and be like, what the fuck happened? The characters are completely different. The story is completely different. They basically fucking invented fast travel. Like, in the first season, have you ever watched it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So there's a transition in the first season where they have to go from one place, which is called Winterfell, to the Wall, which is basically this like giant... Imagine the Great Wall of China made of ice.
Oh, the Ice King?
No. I'm talking about the wall. So the Ice King is behind that.
Okay.
So the wall is essentially what keeps out the walkers, the White Walkers, where the Ice King stuff comes from. I think it takes like 3 or 4 episodes in the first season to get from Winterfell to the Wall, which is not a massive distance.
Okay.
But by the last season or 2, they were going from the Wall to fucking Westeros to King's Landing. They were jumping all over the fucking map in one episode. So the sense of time and scale just completely went out the window. Yeah, it took me out of the, not so much the reality of it, but the feel for it. And the characters just completely changed. The directors just completely fucked an entire storyline altogether just because they were too lazy or too pig-headed to take direction. It's like what happened with The Witcher. Did you watch that?
No.
I'm completely just going over your fucking head here. But yeah, it's when you have a source material, when you have a book, or you have something that has an established lore and established storyline, don't fuck with it. Just let it do what it was doing, because that's the reason why it has a fan base.
No, 100%.
That's why I'm really thankful that Henry Cavill is getting the chance to direct and be part of the Warhammer universe, because he has been a massive nerd fan of that series for a long
I'm
time.
fully aware of that one.
You're aware of Warhammer? Yeah.
Not Warhammer, that Henry Cavill is a massive fan of it.
Oh yeah, he's a massive nerd.
Massive nerd.
Basically the king of the nerds.
I love his quote. He'd rather play games than fucking
Go socialize? Hell yeah, any day.
pretty much. He's like, give me Warhammer or whatever other
Give
games.
me a Warhammer and a freaking like high-end PC and we're good.
Pretty much. Like his story that he nearly missed out on playing Superman because he was playing, what was it, World of Warcraft?
Yep.
Yep.
He almost completely missed the audition.
I'm like, mate, that's
What a
crazy.
legend.
Just imagine if he missed that phone call for World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm not very, what's the word? I'm very boring when it comes to TV shows.
Okay, well, what are you more into? Are you more into movies, or are you more into games, or
More games these days.
what do you play? Like in first person strategy games?
First person.
Okay.
Apex.
Okay.
Apex Legends, bit of COD, FIFA, and a bit of golf.
I used to play golf in real life. Very boring, but better than doing fucking any other sport.
I used to give so much shit for golf, and then I'm like, this is actually peaceful.
It is. It's relaxing. It's like I'm gonna smack all my energies into this little fucking white thing, just send it flying.
100%. Yeah, and then I just pretty much twiddle between those, and sometimes I'll play a bit of Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm. See, I am very story-based when it comes to games. Like, my favorite type of game is an immersive, emotional story. So, God of War, Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, all some of my favorite games that I've ever played. Because not only do they grab you with the visuals, because the visuals are stunning, they have very immersive gameplay, they have strategy, and the amount of emotion that you feel for the characters, it's one of those things where who would have thought 20 years ago that I would be crying over the fictitious death of a man's daughter on a game?
Yeah.
It's like the amount of emotion that these actors and the animators and the story writers put into these characters. The fact that you can feel for someone who doesn't exist.
Pretty much.
That's the true magic of games and cinema and stuff like that, is when they're able to take someone who literally does not exist and you feel for them.
100%. It's also down. This could be a controversial topic. It's also
Controversy is good. It gets people talking.
With wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's like,
it's a performance art.
It's a performance art. Yes, it can be fake, but it's done in a safer way, and they don't get that much time to rehearse compared to actors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to be so perfect. You got to make sure you're trying
There's
to
a lot of timing.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a kid, I didn't really get to watch it, but now as an adult, it's like I can see a little part that's happened, and then I see somebody do a good save. I'm like, that was actually quite impressive to do a good save and shit.
Mm-hmm. Wrestling is one of those performance arts where it gets a lot of shit.
It does.
But I'd like to see anybody else try it.
Exactly.
If you're going to give it shit, you need to be able to say, like, oh, I could do that. Like, could you? Give it a go. Let me watch.
I prefer wrestling over movies and TV shows.
Okay.
Depending on the storyline.
See, that was what I was about to say. Like, wrestling for me is a little too OTT sometimes. Like, it can be, yeah. Like, there are some wrestlers where I'm just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that your motivation is
100%.
there. But when I watched, I used to watch wrestling with my brother, and one of my favorites that he introduced me to was the Ultimate Warrior. You remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. So there was him. There was Jake the Snake Roberts. All the old school fellas. Yeah.
From that class. Yep.
Yeah. So, to me, that felt a little bit more genuine. Like, there was a
that was genuine back then.
Like, I don't remember if this was real or not, but Jake the Snake Roberts had a giant python called Dante or Damien or something.
Damien, I think it was.
And he loved this thing. He wanted to have it with him.
Yeah.
But Butterbean, I think his name was, the big...
Yeah, big, beerless, hairless.
He killed him.
That was fake.
I know it was fake, but I know there was that thing where he was in the bag, and then he jumped on him, and then you could just see Jake's face, and you could literally see his heart break. And I'm like, either he's a very good actor, or he actually killed the snake.
Yeah.
So that sort of emotion was intense.
Yeah, it's the emotion when they get played in that character.
Mm.
You know, it's a very good art once you understand it.
Oh yeah, it's interactive theater essentially.
It is. It's very good interactive theater. It's like, yeah, I enjoy watching it sometimes, but I also
understand that it's not real.
Exactly, I understand it's not real. Like,
but you can still enjoy it.
Exactly, I can still enjoy it. Like, what was it? The other week I had a video, I think, pop up on my Instagram or TikTok, of a house show. So basically, probably more than 100 to 200 people would show up for it. Basically, where this guy, basically, he was on a turnbuckle in the corner. So basically, wrestling rings with like basically four squares, basically. He had the table on him, and he basically jumped on it and pierced his throat with some of the pieces from the table, and the guy basically tore it out, and literally the house show had to stop. He literally had to stay there like that.
God damn.
I'm like, that's what I don't like about it.
It's like Mick Foley. Remember him? The amount of shit that he put his body through.
Mate.
He was thrown off of the fucking giant cage. And how he didn't die, I don't know.
The hardcore legend himself.
The dude literally has just broken every fucking bone in his body. Was his name? Mankind? Was his...
Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love. I think those are his three faces of Foley. It was pretty crazy. He's done some of the crazy shit. Him and Shane McMahon. I remember.
Shane McMahon, James McMahon.
Shane.
Okay.
Yeah, Shane McMahon. I remember. I don't really remember. Just seeing a video clip of it. He had a match with. You remember Kurt Angle?
Yeah, I remember Kurt Angle.
Yeah, so
the wrestler. It was the Olympic medalist.
Yeah, with a broken freaking neck. They were having a match, and pretty much they're on the stage area. And at this particular pay-per-view, they were meant to have like a sugar candy glass or something easier to break.
The breakaway glass, yeah.
Breakaway glass. They accidentally got
real
glass, and literally he had to throw him in it, and literally Kurt Angle didn't even want to do it, and Shane yelled at him, "Is like, no, throw him in it." And next minute, just whoosh, go. I'm like, that's crazy, some of the shit they can do.
Did you ever see the fight between Vince McMahon and The Undertaker?
Well, which one?
The one where The Undertaker punched him in the face once and Vince was bleeding?
I think so.
Yeah, you could see the anger on The Undertaker's face.
Yeah, no, that... I grew up just after the Attitude Era. So pretty much the start of PG era, which is not the greatest, but... it was okay.
See, I think I stopped watching when Roman Reigns first came in. Not to say that it was Roman Reigns' fault, but I just fell away from it.
No, that's fair enough. Have you kept up at all anything? No?
No, I've seen like one or two things here or there, but I've literally I have no idea who any of the new people are.
So pretty much Roman... He, at one stage, held the top championship for nearly 4 years. 3 years. Pretty much just under... Who was it? Just under Hulk Hogan's record.
Who broke The Undertaker's WrestleMania record?
Brock Lesnar.
Really?
Yes, Brock.
Fuck it.
At WrestleMania 30.
Why?
Even every wrestling fan is saying that as well. It's like,
dude, he should have gone out undefeated. Like that's that's.
I agree with that. Undefeated. So I reckon
undefeated Undertaker.
His large match should have been. Oh, what was it? I can't remember who he fought just before AJ. Oh, I can't remember, to be honest. He literally, I think like three manias in a row, he just looked like deadless. It's like, what's the point of even being there now?
Yeah, he was getting very old. Like to see him now, he literally looks almost emaciated.
Oh, he looks. I love the stuff that he's doing now. He's got his own podcast now.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
It's really cool.
And he doesn't do like a gaming thing as well?
I think he does too. Where was I got to go with this now?
Undertaker looking emaciated.
Emaciated,
like all skinny and dead.
Pretty much. Who did he face? So what was it? I think he versed AJ Styles and then Cena.
Cena's still going?
He's actually retiring at the end of next year.
Okay. I never liked him.
I didn't mind him. I was more of a Randy and Triple H guy. Or even Edge.
I like Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yes, HBK.
I mean, the dude fucking won the Royal Rumble by going in first.
And I think it's only been done twice since then. Anyway, and then he also had a match against Roman. Mate, I feel sorry for that match. That match should not have happened. Literally, he's standing there like swaying side to side, and then dying stages of the match. I'm like, why are you doing this to a phenom? And pretty much Roman's the other guy who also beat him at Mania.
Wait, he got beaten twice at the same Mania?
No, not the same Mania. So Brock, I'm pretty sure beat him at Mania 30, and then Roman, I think beat him at I think 30, 33. I can't get my Manias right. I apologize, but yeah, he got beaten twice at Mania, WrestleMania, the pay-per-view. I'm like, did you actually know the original person that they wanted to give to break the streak? Edge. And even Edge turns like, no.
That's like, no. See, this thing to me, like, the Undertaker's streak was one of those things where, like, it should never have been desecrated. No. He should have, like, retired undefeated. He should have retired just after, I think, Triple H's match in Hell in a Cell. After that, it's just... his match with Cena, no joke, lasted 5 minutes. Really? Because... So basically the whole storyline was Cena just basically came back, talked shit, and then for that pretty much up until Cena's match, he was sitting in the crowd with the crowd. Okay. And then pretty much after, I think, who's the match? I think it was Charlotte Flair's and Oscar's match, I think. He basically, referee came up to him and bolted up the ramp and pretty much like a 10-minute or 15-minute display of something, and the next minute it's pretty much done. I'm like, what was the point of that? Like they even, because of that part of the card, I'm pretty sure they had to cut one of the triple threat matches that everyone was looking forward to. Like it was screwed up the entire show. Pretty much. I'm like, bro, why would you do that? But yeah, no, wrestling in general, it is an art theater. Oh, and people remember certain matches. Like what was the one with Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan was a massive one. Oh yeah, that one. Shit, what was the other one that I remember? I remember that one with I remember seeing the one with Viscera and Viscera, what was his name, and Shawn Michaels, and he hit him with the sweet chin music like 2 or 3 times, and he was just like, whoa. Oh yeah. I think that was part of the Royal Rumble, actually. I can't remember. But yeah, they definitely have the iconic ones. I remember when what's his name? Chris Masters had his master lock broken the first time. And just seeing the look on his face, being like, that has never happened before. It was either Bobby Lashley or Cena. Chris Bentley, was it? The guy, the dark skin. Benoit. No, Bentley. Bentley? I forget, is that his last name? It was the dark skinned dude. He always jumped up onto the ring. Like, he had a really, really high jump. Okay. I forget his name. Yeah, no, I can't remember the guy. Shelton... Benjamin Shelton? Something like that. Shelton Benjamin wasn't the biggest guy. No. But yeah, he's the one who broke Chris Masters. Oh, okay. Or when... I do remember when Cena fucking picked up a Big Show and fucking flipped him. That was an iconic moment, that Mania match. You could just see Cena's face being like, fuck, this is heavy. I'm pretty sure at the time, Big Show would have been about 500 plus pounds, which I think in kilos is about 270, 250. Something like that. Yeah. And then, pretty much Big Show came out and said, he Cena's is like the safest shoulders he's ever been on. Hey, mate. Not much. Just doing a podcast at the moment. How you going, mate? I'm doing some of the flash pieces.
I'm popping my head in. Or...
You can pop your head in if you want.
No, obviously.
No, you want to. The boss man wants to keep his anonymity. All good. Oh, there was a slip put under the door for fire safety.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's yeah, we're going to do that in like longer.
Yeah, so we have to do like an evacuation or something on the 10th? Is it?
Yeah, like it's just our meeting places, so like annually you have to do one.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's just like they check fires, check if everything, like the safety plan, and then everyone body corporate space and everything.
Okay, no worries. Cheers.
Is that the owner?
Yep.
Nice.
Ex-UFC fighter.
Really?
Yep.
Do you mind if I ask what's his name?
I think it was the Sydney Reaper, was his original name.
Sydney Reaper, okay. Alright. Are you a fan of, speaking of like wrestling in general, UFC?
I don't watch it. I'm not really a sports fan in general. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
I generally don't really have much time to just sit down and watch it, honestly. Like I've seen snippets here and there. Like I've watched a few tidbits. Like I find Conor McGregor's stuff fucking hilarious. Like you all do nothing. Like I like the it's like a performance art thing. But when I found out that he got paid like $30 million to lose to Floyd Mayweather or something, like damn.
Yeah, you got paid fucking good money for that fight.
But I'm just like, why?
Money? Why the fuck not?
I know, right? I'll get paid $30 million to lose. I know.
I will say he did. I know it was only an exhibition and shit, so pretty much no one wins or loses exhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
He did quite well to last. I think what was it, 9 or 10 rounds with him, and it was scheduled to be a 12 rounder.
Again, I don't know enough about it.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
But didn't Floyd Mayweather have like an undefeated?
He's still undefeated.
Okay.
I think he. Oh, what is he now? I think he's like. He doesn't fight professionally anymore.
Mm.
He does like a little
Exhibitions here and there.
here and there.
What's your opinion on the whole Tyson Paul thing? Yeah. Exactly.
Jake's not even get his ass knocked out.
I hope so. I hope he eats a few teeth.
Not to take anything away from Jake. Yes, I'm not a big fan of him anyway, but he does have some good boxing skills for.
But he's going up against Tyson.
Yeah, he's going up against Tyson. So at the end of the day, it's like, mate, you're gonna go no.
There's a reason why Tyson was the boss at the end of that freaking knockout game.
Never really got to watch Tyson fight.
I've watched him fight in a few movies, and old man's still got some skills. Like I know it's movie magic and stuff, but the fact that he's in his like late 50s now, early 60s, and he's still freaking going. Like I saw him training, and
He is scary.
yeah.
Like what was it the other day? They literally had to stop him from training because I think.
Didn't he almost break a guy's ribs?
Yeah, nearly broke a guy's ribs. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're nearly 60.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I like to keep my.
I still loved him in Hangover.
That's classic, The Hangover, mate.
I know. That's fucking great.
I think nothing will top one of the goodest movies, I reckon. Or I wouldn't say movies, trilogies.
Mm. Oh yeah, it got a little worse on the third one.
Yeah.
But 1 and 2, fucking great.
Can I just?
Yeah, that's fine. I love the fact that there was a massive freaking blowout from Tyson's face tattoo. There was a massive copyright thing because the guy who did the tattoo originally tried to sue The Hangover for using his artwork without permission or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because when Tyson originally got the tattoo done, originally it was just a flash piece hanging up on a wall, but the guy said, "No, you're Mike Tyson. You get a custom piece." So the fact that the dude drew him up a specific one for his face, he said he owned the rights to that tattoo.
Wow.
So the fact that they showed it without paying him any royalties and stuff, he was quite pissed.
That's interesting.
I think there was even that thing at the end where Tyson's like, "You gotta remove that fucking tattoo from your face."
Doesn't he have like an obsession with pigeons?
I'm not sure.
Not sure?
He actually just recently got a tattoo of his daughter on his chest, which was a beautiful tattoo.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm. Yeah, that was probably one of the best dark skin portraits I've ever seen.
Is it difficult to do dark skin?
It is, because essentially when you're tattooing over dark skin, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create contrast. Because if you have a dark canvas, you have to go even darker with the ink so that it can be seen. If you go too light, you won't be able to see it. It's one of those things where you have to know how to work it. And knowing that certain colors won't work, you have to have enough space in between images, otherwise it'll just be unreadable. Like I've seen some guys with dark skin who have these really nice, beautiful, realistic tattoos, but you can't really see them.
Okay.
There's just not enough space in between the images, and it's just a matter of knowing how much contrast you need. And everybody's got different types of skin. Like you've got the more olive skin, you've got brown skin, you've got like almost jet and black skin. So it's all a matter of individuality, really.
No, back on the game talk, I have played a bit of Free World Far Cry.
Far Cry, yeah.
Far Cry's pretty decent.
Far Cry 3 is probably my favorite.
What was it? Far Cry, isn't that the one where he Hello. Not too bad, mate. Yourself? Yeah, no, I've seen
The cartoon.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, just yeah, I've seen that. I'm just at the tattoo parlor. Yeah, two flash designs, brother. it was like a last minute decision I did like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll get some tattoos. Now, are you about to leave yourself? Yeah, I'm dressing up myself. Yeah. Pretty much. I got nice dress shoes, pretty much blacked out jeans, and a nice done up watch it. I'm keen to wear this tomorrow. I'm gonna be annoyed if they do. Pretty much. Oh, why not dress up? Exactly. No, anyway, mate. Yeah, I should be at the MBB about the same time as you, to be honest. No, I looked at it this morning. Yeah, saw the address. Had a little gaze on maps just to see surrounding shops and the shit. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's stupid. Being charged an early fee. Nah, all good, mate. Oh, yeah, okay, no, that's a fair enough point. 100%, bro. 100% you do. I'm really sad. I'm sorry. I have a feeling of positivity. Oh, fuck, alright. Oh, well. I'll chuck in the extra money because I don't want people to miss out. No, all good, bro. Yeah, I got the 200 cash for you. Oh, is that how you say his name? Oh, okay. No, all good, bro, all good. Yeah, I did, bro. I'm sorry to hear about that, man. And Tony mentioned he rang me, I think, the day later. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on your team now." I'm like, excuse me? Are you allowed to have like a singular drink to like this? Fuck no. Okay. No, you good. You good. No, 100%, man. No, bro, you should know. I understand at the end of the day, you do 60, 70 hour weeks. Oh, mate. I can tell. Excuse me, sir? Are you wearing a tuxedo? But by that sounds, it might be a tux. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Why not? 100%. 100%. Yeah. 100%, mate. Well, they're two little flash designs. So one's basically a skull sailor pirate, and the other one's basically a bear skull. Oh, my left forearm. No, 100%, bro. Alright. Alrighty then. Alright. All good, mate. Latest. Sorry about that, mate. No, that's the other guy that I organised the weekend with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, everyone's basically coming down to me.
Nice. I like it when that happens. I like when people actually come to you.
Yeah, no, the amount of times I've had to go up there, I'm like, motherfucker.
It's like, nah, you motherfuckers come see me.
Can you come see me?
Come here.
Yeah, no, just detailing a little few things. Like, apparently, if anyone shows up early, we can get charged an early fee.
Yep. Why?
Apparently, showing up early is rude.
Isn't that called promptness or punctuality?
Punctuality, pretty much. Mate, anytime I go to work, I'm there half an hour early.
I try to be early as much as I can, just because like I have to set up, I have to get all these things ready. So like if you show up on time and I'm like 5 minutes late, that throws the entire day out. There are some things where like punctuality is key.
Mate, I basically got that drilled into me by my mum.
Mm-hmm. Be there before you have to be.
Fuck, that actually caught me off guard, dude.
That was unexpected.
Oh, that was, to be honest. I'm gonna say, this is done pretty quick.
Yeah, I work quickly, like I said. But I don't rush. That's the main distinction that I try to tell people. Is like I will be prompt, I will be punctual, and I will be efficient. But I never rush. And I think the benefit as well is I can talk and tattoo at the same time.
No, that's cool.
Like sometimes I will stop and gesticulate a little bit, but
you got to use your hands like an Italian.
yeah, like if Italians drinking with two hands, how are they supposed to talk? It's spill everywhere.
They just start doing nod heads.
Mm-hmm. You just start doing these ones?
Yep.
Like a chicken.
Yeah, chicken from Moana.
You know that he was voiced by Alan Tudyk, one of the best fucking actors on the planet.
Oh, mate.
I love Tudyk so much.
He's so cool.
He's so funny.
He is.
Like that friggin' movie, Death at a Funeral. Him acting like a dude who was on fucking acid was just glorious. Actually, another one of Peter Dinklage's best films as well. I was like,
the only one that I've seen, he's probably been in fucking shitloads, but the only one I really paid attention to is his character in Transformers.
oh yeah, he was also the dwarf in the space dwarf in Infinity War.
Space dwarf.
He was the guy who made the Infinity Gauntlet. You know, the big tall dude with the rock hands.
Oh,
That's Peter Dinklage.
Oh no, I was thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
Isn't it the guy from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of somebody completely different.
Who are you thinking of? Transformers, you said.
Transformers. I was thinking of somebody else.
Transformers, robots in disguise. Transformers are more than meets the eye. Haven't watched the new one yet. Apparently it's good. Shia LaBeouf.
No, not Shia LaBeouf. Although he's a good actor too.
He's a bit insane.
He is insane.
You know, he got an entire chest tattoo for a role in a movie.
You're joking me, right?
Nope. He legitimately got a massive Chicano fucking chest tattoo for a movie that I've never even seen. Apparently it didn't do very well in the box office, but his entire tattoo, his entire chest is covered with this, like, dude, like, they have stencils for these things. They can, like, airbrush these things on or put, like, waterproof things on to make it look realistic. You don't have to go all out for that shit. He even knocked out part of his tooth for that movie Fury, and he didn't shower for, like, 3 weeks.
I was thinking of this guy. He's one.
That's Alan Tudyk, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of somebody else.
No, I was talking about Dinklage.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about Tudyk first.
Yeah, okay, that's where I got confused a bit.
Yeah, we started to go off on a tangent. But yeah, he's so fucking funny. He was also in, what was it, The Last Night, the one with Heath Ledger.
Oh, was he?
Mm. Yeah, he gets naked in almost every movie. Lost all of his clothes. He was also K2SO in Rogue One, the big robot, the sassy robot.
And what movie again?
Rogue One, the Star Wars movie.
No, I've never seen Star Wars.
Never seen any Star Wars.
No.
Okay.
I've literally watched 5 minutes of one when I was in like agriculture in grade 8. I fall asleep. I'm like, yeah, no.
Fair enough. Again, if you didn't grow up with it, you don't have the nostalgia attached to it.
No, I get the nostalgia with it because I will say, like, it's one of the best, like, cinematic movies.
Oh, yeah.
Series.
They put a lot of effort and money into it.
Very sad that Earl Jones passed away not long ago.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
That was a rough one.
Yeah, losing Mufasa and Darth Vader in one fell swoop.
And also to play two of the biggest characters in movie history.
Oh, yeah.
Is massive.
It's like when Robin Williams passed. He did fucking Genie, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire. Anytime I'm in the kitchen at work sometimes.
Help is on the way, Diddy! Help is on the way!
Or literally just put my head around and kind of, hello there! Hello!
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I look less like a Yeti in this get-up.
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, I miss him so much.
I do too. Again, another man who just he brought so much joy to others, but he had so many demons. Right. Done.
Windows.
Isn't yes?
Um.
All right. Flash pieces are done. That's a sexy looking bear. You're pretty sexy too. All right. I want to thank my man Yogi here for being an awesome sport, getting some awesome tattoos. All right, beautiful people. I'll see you next time, all right? Thanks for joining us. Bye.